A wonderful greetings to everyone who has joined in for this masterclass today. On behalf of Manage Engine family, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to all our customers, partners, and users who are currently evaluating our products. Thank you very much for joining this masterclass. As part of Manage Engine family, we sincerely hope and pray that you are safe, vaccinated, and be blessed. In today's masterclass session, we are going to look at the integration between two different products of ours. One is the ServiceDesk Plus, the other one is called the Desktop Central. Both these products are unique in their own way in different portfolios, where ServiceDesk Plus is belong to ITSM and Desktop Central belongs to endpoint management and security line of products. Now, when you integrate these two tools, which are unique in their ways and they have a huge potential, today's webinar is all about how to harness these potential when they integrate together. So today we'll be mostly talking about the cloud side of Service Desk Plus and how it can integrate with Desktop Central. Yesterday's session we had on-prem version of Service Desk Plus, we spoke about different integrations. Let me introduce myself. My name is Santosh Narasimhamurthy and I'm a technical evangelist with Manage Engine for Unified Endpoint Management and Security line of products. I help customers to make right choices when it comes to endpoint management. I have a small agenda that I have for you today. We'll first begin with why you integrate Desktop Central and what are the different benefits that you get by integrating Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus. What are the different features that you can utilize? When we know the benefits, then we talk about how to integrate Service Desk Plus on demand and Desktop Central. Once we know how to integrate these products, once we integrate them, then we go into viewing different functionalities of the product. The first one being viewing asset. To explain this better, I have just a couple of scenarios that I have designed from the end user experiences so that to understand it better where this will suit in. So we'll look at viewing the asset data and probably taking a remote control of the user machine. From a cloud perspective, we have integration at the asset level. So taking remote control, you will have to switch to Desktop Central to do it. But still then, it is very useful. So we're going to look at the remote control and how to deploy applications from Desktop Central, how you respond in service tech requests, things like that. And finally, remediating known vulnerabilities, which is patching, how to do patching from the cloud. That's also part of Desktop Central. So 3 or 4 unique features that we have that based on the integrations, and you could do that using Desktop Central and also using Service Desk Plus. And finally, on the list, I will talk about the questions that you have. In fact, if you have any questions during the session, please feel free to post it on the questions tab, which is on the left hand side of your Zoho Showtime window. You could use the chat as well. If you have questions, please post it on both or on the Q&A. I have an expert panel who will be answering your questions live. But however, at the end of the session, I will also be answering those questions. Look at those questions. If we have time, I think we should be able to answer your queries live as well. Right. So when we talk about Desktop Central, most of you might be using Service Desk Plus Cloud, or probably some of them would be introduced to Desktop Central. So what is Desktop Central is all about when it comes to unified endpoint management? Desktop Central is a unified endpoint management and security line of product, which has both client management features and modern management features and OS deployment as well. All together in one console is Desktop Central. So you could do vulnerability assessment and remediation. You could do remote control or remote device management from one console, asset intelligence to detect the assets, what are the different assets present in the environment, and what are the different software assets and hardware assets to catch that. Application management, deploying applications and doing application control, specifically things like blacklisting and whitelisting of applications are also available. Device compliance, how to be compliant, browser security, web protection, data loss prevention. What are for the USB peripherals that's connected to the devices, we can do DLP features as well. So all these together along with OS deployment, you get in the unified endpoint management suite. And our product, Desktop Central Unified Endpoint Management, is available on cloud. On the bottom, if you can see, It's available on cloud, it's available on premises, and it's also available for MSPs. Remote management, we have two versions in it, MSP and RMM version. Remote management for MSPs, and then you have enterprise IT version for people who are using enterprise IT, right? So those are the different offerings that we have for unified endpoint management. Why Desktop Central? We saw what Desktop Central it is. Now, why Desktop Central? Now, Desktop Central has been consistently awarded in Gartner's Customer Peer Insights Customer Choice Award. We've been awarded in 2018, 2019, and 2021 as well. 2020 for different categories we've been awarded, but for unified endpoint management, we've been consistently getting awards on 2018, 2019, and 2021. So these are genuine customer reviews that's been written on Gartner. So if you'd like to know why you need our product, please go to the link that's shown on the bottom of the screen. You should be able to read the reviews of our customers. That should help you to make right choices when it comes to endpoint management program. What are the devices that Desktop Central can manage? Now, we can manage desktop, laptops, mobile devices, tablets, server operating systems, point of sale devices, browsers as well. These are the different devices that we can manage. And browsers being an important uh, aspect today, we have a lot of cloud-based applications that we are opening, which means browser has become a biggest tool or indispensable tool for us to access business applications. So we consider that as an endpoint as well. Point of sale equipments, any operating systems that is supported by us, any hardware that supports Windows, Mac, or Linux operating systems where it can fit in our agent, those devices we should be able to manage. Talking about operating systems, we support Windows, Mac, and Linux operating systems as well. When it comes to mobile phones, we have Android, Chrome OS, Mac OS, iOS as well, right? Mac OS and iOS, we do support all those for mobile devices, even Apple TVs as well. If you want to know the list of supported operating system, then probably you can just put it on the chat. I have a team who should be able to give you the list or the link that can tell you what are the different operating systems that we support. So if you're interested, please feel free to put it on chat. We should be able to give that list for you. So moving further, the first question in my agenda, why integrate Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus? We saw what is Desktop Central on the first part of my presentation. My second part of my presentation is why integrate Desktop Central with Service Desk Plus. To understand this better, let's go to the current landscape, current digital workspace that we have. So the post-COVID world, or even during COVID and post-COVID world, we believe there will be three types of users, which we have consistently seen with our customers as well. Three different type of users that would exist on the post-COVID world. The first type of user will be a regular user who will connect to the office or the corporate network using a VPN, and probably they will be accessing all the corporate application right from their home using a VPN connection. The second type of user is a person probably sitting at an office and getting connected to the applications that are in the office. Now, post COVID world, even though we have work from anywhere type of culture, we will have a small percentage of people who will be sitting in office or who will come to the office and get connected to the workspace and collaborate and continue their business. So that will be the second type of users that we see. The third type of users will be people who do not require or connect to a specific infrastructure. All their applications will be connected on cloud, whether they're in office, where they're at home, work from anywhere. They will all have their applications on cloud. They can still connect to their cloud applications and continue their business. Irrespective of which category these people or this type of users go into, the as an IT administrator, our job is to secure these endpoints and also to manage them in terms of setting it up, onboarding or offboarding, or even installing applications, fixing issues. As an IT admin, we have those tasks irrespective of where they are. In fact, if you want to know about how to set Desktop Central for a remote work, you can always go to the link that's shown on the bottom of the screen. That link talks about uniquely how to set up the Desktop Central product for work from home or work from anywhere setup. So we have put an extensive page that talks about different functionalities. You can take a look at those page as well. Now, in this type of digital workspace, we need a tight integration, or we need a tool that could remotely help us in resolving issues and also improving end user experience. When it comes to business, it's all about end user experience as well. So, my integration with Desktop Central should give me a better end user experience for any incident management. Something like this: on a pre-COVID world, whenever we have an issue, we probably give a call to the IT, they come to our place and get it fixed, or probably we take the laptop to the IT station and they get it fixed for us. But it's no more like that. You should, the IT team will be somewhere on the different cities or somewhere in the world, and you have end users who are sitting at home or probably at a satellite office. They need immediate assistance, right? They should be able to explain what's going on. Even before taking remote control, you should be able to do some sort of remote management in order to fix those issues. That will enhance the end user experience. Not only as an end user experience, the second point, it also should reduce downtime for the IT administrators for even basic requirements, just for software installation, or probably to fix some issues like printer queue, cache clearance, things like that, which would be a basic requirements. I'm sure as an IT administrator, we all understand from the help desk. Most of the time, it would be something very, very simple as clearing a cache, or restarting services, or ending on task on the task manager. These are basic things that we do. But then for this, we cannot have a heavy downtime as an end user, and business would be down. So to do all these things, we need this integration. This integration will help us to achieve these experiences. And finally, advanced remote control for anywhere in the world. If you would like to take remote control of the users and help them to achieve what is required to take remote control of the machine and resolve the issues for them, you need an advanced remote control. So these are the benefits. Once you integrate Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus, you will have these benefits. It will increase end user experience in terms of sending and creating tickets, and it also reduces downtime for basic management in the distributed workforce, remote control for the administrators. Now, what are the features that will be integrated? As long as the Service Desk Plus Cloud, we have complete asset data that will be posted. It logging help desk requests as tickets will be also be there, meaning any request that is raised from the agent will be posted as alerts. Or if you would like to have inventory alerts, any changes in hardware and software, if you like to create an alert on the request on the Service Desk Plus, that's also integrated. Now, this is because it's on the cloud, but we do have various other features that could be integrated depending about if it's an on-prem or on cloud. Today, we are focusing on Service Desk Plus cloud or on demand. If you want to know more about Service Desk Plus on-prem and Desktop Central on-prem, that's a yesterday's session. Probably you can listen to the recording or request one. Today we'll be focusing on Service Desk Plus on demand, connecting with Desktop Central, be it on-prem or be it cloud. How do the connection takes place, and what are the different features that you get out of it? So that's my second part, why you need to integrate these two products. Let's get into the third part, plug and play, setting up the integration. That's the first part of the integration. So anything to work, you need to set it up. Even the integration, I'll have to set it up for it to work. So let's look at how to set up Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus for this integration. Let's see that in action. I'm going to take you to the product console. So this is a Desktop Central cloud version. The Desktop Central, you can just go to desktopcentral.manageengine.com and you should be able to sign up with a Zoho account or pretty much any account. Let me show that to you. I'm going to use a private window which I already opened before. So here you can just type in desktopcentral.manageengine.com. It's going to ask you to sign up. You can sign up with your Google account, or you can create one email here as well. you can use this sign up option to create a Zoho account. Once you do that, you will be able to access Desktop Central. You should use the same account, the same email address to sign up for Service Desk Plus as well. So if you have already used Service Desk Plus on demand, make sure when you're accessing Desktop Central, you're using the same email address or the same account. Once you do that, the integration is actually complete. If you're using Desktop Central Cloud and Service Desk Plus Cloud, then absolutely the integration is complete. The moment you log in with the username and password, all your assets, whatever is there on the Desktop Central, will be automatically posted on the Service Desk Plus. So let's take this Desktop Central. So here I go see a machine. So the machine name is Win, and with its product code. So I go to this Service Desk Plus. On the Service Desk Plus asset, I can see that asset automatically getting populated. So that's the understanding. So if you are going to use uh, the same email address for signing up Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus, then that's it. Your integration is complete. Now, if you're going to integrate Desktop Central on-prem and Service Desk Plus Cloud, you should do one more step. So this is my Desktop Central on-prem version. So all I have to do is go to admin and click on Service Desk Plus settings. In that, I have already integrated. That's why it's showing me the URL. So I click on modify. This is the page that you will be there on the first time. So you're going to select which data center your Service Desk Plus instance belong to. Should be .com or EU or IN. Whichever data center it is, you can go ahead and select it. Once you select that, you will have to generate an authentication file by clicking it over here, right? Let me show that to you for just for the demo purpose. I have created one here. So modify, click here to generate authentication file. It takes you to the Service Desk Plus API generation. It will automatically fill this. If it's not going to fill the scope, go ahead and copy the scope right from here, and you can paste it on the pop-up window. You can set the time for 10 minutes, and once you click on create, it will create and download a JSON file just like this, and you can browse and select the JSON file that's downloaded and click on next, and your integration will be complete, right? This is for integrating Desktop Central on-prem version to Service Desk Plus cloud version. To integrate Desktop Central cloud version, you don't have to do any steps. All you have to do is sign up or log in using the same credentials that you use for Service Desk Plus. We will do the integration automatically, right? That's the difference that you need to know. Once you sign up, then you can go ahead and utilize both the features of Desktop Central. All right, let me take you back to the presentation. So that's the first step, getting the products integrated. Now, once the products are integrated, then it's all about seeing what are the different features you get. In order to explain that better, I have taken three different scenarios that could help us to understand what are the features that will be useful for you. The first one is, let's say you have users. Let's say you have users who have audio issues and they raise a ticket on your Service Desk Plus, and you as an IT administrator or probably help desk technician who should be able to resolve this for the end user. Now there are different ways in resolving these issues, right? I mean, whenever you get an incident, you can't straight away go to the user, take a remote control and fix those issues. No, probably you'll first try to view what asset they have, what are the different hardwares they have, what software they have, all those details. That's the first thing that you will do. Let's see how I can do it from Service Desk Plus. So this is Service Desk Plus. Click home, asset details, or let's go from the request. So this is where you get your request, and if you have added the asset to it, you can view the asset details. So I can go here and say what hardware he has, what's the version, how much space he has in the drive, and you can see what are the different peripherals that are connected to him, what are the USBs that are plugged in. All the hardware details will be available, right? And softwares, what are the different softwares that that specific machine has, all those details will be available here, including the license key will also be fetched. And in fact, you can have relationship diagrams as well. If you would like to use the CMDB feature or probably have relationship diagrams, you could add and get it available, right? So once you see the hardware details, the next thing is about fixing it, right? When I say fixing these issues, we could do some remote management first. Instead of chatting or probably calling the user, the first thing I would do as sys administrator is try to do some remote action, remote management. So I go to Desktop Central. On the computers, I have something called System Manager Functions. The correct way is to go to Tools, System Manager Functions, choose your asset, click on Manage, and click on the Task Manager. So it's going to initiate a Task Manager session. So it's going to tell you what are the different processes that's running on the system. There you go. Sometimes it's very simple as restarting a service or killing a process or checking if a CPU is high or you want to see what's going on. So something you want to reduce the startup programs and things like that. So those kind of remote management functions, I will be able to do it right from here. Even the command prompt, right? If I want to run a command line on the end user machine, I can do it as an administrator, right? I can even run it as an administrator or system account as well. So it's going to run command prompt or administrator. Most of the issues you can clear it through command line, or if you the user will not even know that you are performing actions on the end user. So you could do that. Or if you still want to go further down, you could go into device manager. You could see what software they have, task manager, and different things, right? So in fact, in device manager, you could go out and say how many disabled, all those great details you will get. So you could probably fix it if there is a problem with audio issues, right? So let's say in this I don't see an audio because it's a virtual machine, so it's not there. But however, just for the sake of understanding, I'm just going into the printer queues of what it is. So if I want to perform action, I should be able to see if a device is working properly or not. So let's say network adapters, WAN port. So if you want to know the device details, all those I could do right from here, right? All those options. Let's say you still couldn't figure out what's going on, right? Even after restarting the services, you still not able to resolve the problem. The next step for me will be, I want to get in touch with the user, ask them for a convenient time to take a look at the issue. So I go to tools and I have chat option, right? I can initiate a chat with the end user, right? And ask them for a convenient time, right? When can we actually uh, yeah, you can ask when you can get in touch with them or call them or troubleshoot the issue. So this is the window that you will see from the administrator side, and you could probably ping them about when do you want to get in touch. So once you do that, get a common time, then you could go ahead and take a remote control on those machine, right? Let's say the user said he's available, so you're going to take a remote control. So I go to remote control tab, I click on connect. So this is the virtual machine that I've been using to get connected. So I go here. So in this way, you should be able to get connected. There you go. So this is the remote end user chat, right? The one that I initiated. It says hi. Administrator says hi. You can respond as well, right? So I say hi as a user, right? Administrator. I just closed that window, but that's why I couldn't say reply back. But as an administrator, I should be able to do it. And here, right, I can broadcast those messages as well. So there you go. So on the end user machine, I can perform action that I want, and then probably if I want to reboot, log off, all those options are available. Even if you reboot, it's going to reboot and come back to the same connection. It's not going to disconnect. You will come back to the same connection and perform administrative tasks as well. I click on exit. So by this way, you should be able to resolve your issues anywhere in the world, wherever they are. I should be able to get connected to them and get their issues resolved. That's the purpose of Desktop Central and its integrations, right? So that's the first issue that I see, and with this we understand how remote control works, how you can chat with the end user, how you can do remote management perspective without even getting in touch with the end user, how to fix those issues. That's number one. Let's go to number two, second type of issues that I face, right? So software installation, there will always be basic installation request that comes into help desk tickets. So there are two main things which we do at a help desk IT technician level, right? One is fixing issues, something like an audio issue, printer issue, things like that. The second one is request for installing applications, upgrading applications, and things like that. So how to handle it? Installing applications, software applications. Now, just to give you a quick note, if you are using ServiceDesk Plus on-prem version, all these functionalities you can utilize it right from the ticket itself on your ServiceDesk Plus console. Because this is on-demand version, you will have to switch to Desktop Central on-demand version to do all these activities. But however, in an on-prem environment, you will have it just inbuilt on the ticket itself. Right. Now let's go to software installation for using Desktop Central. So I go back to the product. This is Desktop Central. So here I have an option called software deployment, right? And the basics of software deployment is that you have to create package and then you deploy it to the end user machine. That's the whole idea. If somebody requests a software, I have to create a package for the software and get it deployed. Now, creation of package is always a challenge for any IT administrator. That's why we give templates for you. So in templates, for example, if I want to install Microsoft Teams, which I have already created, but then for the example purpose, I'm going to search again. Let's say I'm going to install WebEx Teams. So I select the package that I want, click on create package. It's going to download the application from the vendor website and apply the appropriate silent switches, and your package is ready, right? What if a new version is released? Would you like to do automatic update? That's also available, meaning the package, not the installed application, but the package. The package will be upgraded. So click on create package. It's going to download the application and it's going to create a package. So if I go to packages, it will be there in this list. The packages that were created will be there in this list. Now all I have to do is select that, install. It could be for the user, it could be for computer. I select that. So I'm just saying WebEx installation, and I can install it on system account or probably any account that you would like to. Choose a deployment policy, meaning what is deployment policy? Deployment policy is nothing but you select when and how you want to deploy it, which week of the month, which day of the week, what is the time window in which you want to deploy the applications. You're going to select that deployment policy and then you select the target machine. You could create different groups. We call it as custom groups in Desktop Central. You could create different groups and choose those groups to deploy the applications. In my case, I'm going to select just the computer. I select that. How many times do you want to retry if it fails? And then you click on deploy immediately, right? So the moment you click on deploy immediately, it's going to initiate the deployment process. If you click on deploy, it's going to wait for wait for the cycle. We call it as refresh cycle. Whenever the agent contacts the server, every once in 90 minutes the agent contacts the server. So I'm going to wait for the 90-minute cycle and then proceed with the installation purpose. So if you have a huge number of machines in your environment, just for the bandwidth purpose, you have deploy option. If it's going to be few machines, you can go with deploy immediately option. So how does the configuration look like? I just previously deployed an application just few minutes ago. It's called Teams installation to my VM. So this is how it looks like. It's going to tell you the status of whether it succeeded or if it's in progress or if it fails, why it fails. All those details will be available. And once you initiate it, you will get all those details. And with respect to software deployment, this is centralized deployment, right? You deploy it from the console. When somebody requests, you deploy it. There is another way also. If it's an on-prem desktop central, you get, you get service self-service portal as well, right? Even for cloud version. So I can create and publish softwares. Let's say for a specific group of machines, I want WebEx to be installed, right? I can drag and drop and publish it. I'm just going to choose all computer group. So yeah, so right now Google Chrome is there, so I'm going to put WebEx as well and modify. So what happens is on the agent tray icon, right? Let's go ahead and try to view that on the agent machine. We have an option called self-service portal. Let me try to pull that self-service portal for you. The self-service portal will have all the applications that you have pushed in, and you can choose and install whichever applications that you want to. The end user does not require any administrative privilege. It will install the application on the system account, right? It's just taking a bit of time on my VM. So this is my virtual machine. Hope you guys are able to see it. Right, that's the self-service portal. So that's the self-service. I mean, these are the two applications that we pushed right now, correct? You can see the last time is now. So the moment if I click on install, it's going to install the software on my machine. And if it's a failure, if there is any problem, it's going to report that as well. And I do not require any administration privilege for doing this. That's self-service portal for you, right? All right, this is application install. So you can do two type of application install, one from the server, the other one empowering the end user to install the applications all by themselves, so that you will have reduction in help desk tickets that's been created. That's the ultimate idea, right? For common applications, if you can have them in all installed by all by themselves, then that could reduce a lot of time for you. But let's get back to the scenario. Right. Let's look at some few of the scenarios that we usually get and what's the solution for that. When I receive a help desk to patch my application, can I view the application version and use DC to patch? Patch management is available in Desktop Central. So usually when you get a request to patch your machines, you would like to probably view the asset details and then go ahead and patch those machines on a specific time and date, right? Patch management is available with Desktop Central, both cloud as well as on-prem version. So patch management is completely comprehensive. So it does support multiple operating systems, all operating system, right? Windows, Mac, and Linux operating systems. It does support operating system and third party patches as well. So you could decide on what type of patches you want to manage. You could do it for all sets of operating system and type of applications too. So if you want to install a patch, you go to missing patches and get it installed. For example, if I would like to get a report saying how many server operating systems are available, so I go here, operating system equals server. The moment I click on apply, it's going to filter out the patches that are required for the server operating system. And I could probably take and export these uh, patches as reports, or even if you want to schedule it, let's say most of the environment, they will say I need how many server operating system every week. I want to know how many critical patches are missing for my server operating system. I can schedule reports for that too. Even in here, I can add and say I should be severity should be critical. So how many critical patches missing for my server operating system? I should be able to get that report. I can even schedule this as reports and send it to my supervisor every week. And not only that, reporting, you can remediate it, right? If you want to deploy the patch, you can schedule these deployments. If you want to first test and approve, that's available. Test it on a test group. And then once these patches are tested, then you push it down, create a schedule to push them to the end users or endpoints. And we can create deployment policies as well, which week of the month, which day of the week, whether you want to base it out of patch Tuesday or not, what is the time window you want to do it, pre-deployment settings, whether you want to wake the machine up or not. By default it's going to be silent installation, but if you like to notify the user, we have that option also. Rebooting option, whether you like to reboot the machines immediately or probably give the option to the end user or reboot it later. If you have those kind of changes that you want to know, every small uh, critical functionalities you should be able to configure. Every granular control will be available for you in deployment policy. Something like weekend patching, you have to patch them on weekdays. If you would like to have them patch on the weekdays and the reboot should happen on a weekend, I can do that. They will do patching process during the week and the reboot will happen on the weekend. I should be able to do that. So things like that is available with us on the patching structure. To understand the problem better, this is one of the scenarios that you usually get. I want the user to send me a screenshot or video of the problem. Can I achieve this? Yes. If you have a Desktop Central on-prem version and integrated to cloud version of ServiceDesk Plus, you have the option to send a help desk ticket right out of the agent, and it looks something like this, right? So how does that work? Let me show that in real time. So I can select what type of issues it has, something like unable to print, probably, and then you can select the attachment. It could be a screenshot or it could be as simple as complex as screen recording. Click on start. It's going to say 3, 2, 1, and it will open up a small window like this. It's going to record the whole screen. If you have multiple monitors, it's going to record both the monitors, and once the recording is done, it's going to pop up again. You can send in the request. This video file will be attached to the ticket that it creates. So it can create a ticket. If the end user is not able to explain you better, they can even create a video of what's going on and send it over to you to help them better. You can look at the video. Now this is what I was talking about when I said, enhancing end user experience, right? So instead of them conversing over the emails to and fro, they can simply record a video of what's going on and send it as an attachment in the ticket. You could look at the video. Okay, this is what is going on, and you can exactly either tell them how to fix it or probably even fix it on the background using the system manager functions. That's why you need Desktop Central along with your help desk tool. Moving on to the next scenario, I want to get alerts for any changes that's happening on my system, right? So Desktop Central on-prem to ServiceDesk Plus Cloud, we have a feature in the sense if you want to create an alert, right? You go to an inventory, configure email alerts, right? So in configure email alerts, inventory, and then you scroll down to configure alerts. It's loading. I think it's asking me to sign in back. Let's do that. I should be able to show it over here. Shouldn't be a problem. So inventory, configure alerts. So you can create any installation changes, or if they install new software or uninstall any software, I can go ahead and create an alert in Desktop Central. That will in turn create as a ticket for you. So installation and uninstallation may not be much useful, but however, licensing, right? I can set a limit of, say for example, I have purchased 65 licenses, and if it goes beyond 40 license, send me 75 percentage, right? License say limit, send me an alert for the softwares that I use. I can set it up. So I go to manage licenses. I can add details about, let's say, Chrome. For a simple example, I said I have purchased 10 license, right? And if all those details you can add. Once you add that, it's going to see how many such installations are available. So 10 licenses, I have put in 11 purchased, so one is being used, 11 is remaining. So if it is going beyond 5, 50% or 7, right, give me an alert. It's going to create a ticket saying, hey, this end user is has installed the application recently and the license is more than 5 right now. Then you can decide on what to do, and you should be able to, in fact, you can even get a report of how many machines are utilizing that Chrome. Go to software, or simple as going to inventory reports, computer with or without a specific software. Click on that, and you can say software name like I put it as Chrome, and I generate a report. So computer that has Chrome and computer that does not have Chrome, right? Not like no machines. So you can generate a report. This could be helpful for you when you want to know how many machines have AV or not, something like that. You should be able to take actions from there on. Let's move on to the next question. So when a computer is added or removed from a domain, should I make changes manually or will it automatically capture those details? So here, whenever there is a change in the endpoints or change in the operating systems, whatever it is, we will go ahead and make those changes automatically appear on your asset details, right? We'll capture it. So basically how the asset scan works is you can schedule the scan either every day once or every week or every month, depending on how you have scheduled. It will run a scan on all the endpoints and update the status. Now, in between, if there is any change on hardware and software, we will automatically take those changes, immediate changes, right? We will take those and we will update it to the central server. So if you go here, if you look at it, inventory, scan systems. In this, I can say configure the schedule, enable the schedule daily at what time. So I'm just enabling it today, tonight, and I save it. It's midnight for me, so I just go ahead and schedule it now. So every day at midnight, it's going to run an installation. I'm sorry, run as asset scan. If the system is not available, I'm going to run the scan whenever it is available, and I will update the asset details. And it should also be updated automatically on your Service Desk Plus site as well. Will this integration help you manage computers located in remote locations? Yes. So that's the one of the most important idea why you should have Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus together. Wherever in the world, if they raise a ticket, if you want to perform administrative tasks, Desktop Central will be there helping you at all the time. Any location, anywhere, in office, at home, work from anywhere you go, you will be able to resolve your IT issues, complete your request right from where you are, right? In fact, we do have Desktop Central app as well for on-prem version. Thank you very much for patiently listening. You guys have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you and bye bye.